Hello and welcome to this edition of Dent Head Gaming. As always, I am your host, Dent, and in this video I'd like to share some gaming or Apex rules that I kind of go by whenever I'm out playing. It helps me have a lot more fun in the game, and it also helps me grow as a gamer, because I believe since season 1 I've gotten a lot better at this game. I mean, I guess that's supposed to happen because I've spent hundreds of hours on this game total, but you know, having these rules that I've developed along the way that really help me. And the first rule is don't get salty even when this happens to you.
Oh my God!
See, I don't know. I don't know how many times I shot him, but he did not go down.
Should be dead, dude.
But try to be lighthearted about it. Just realize it's a game. You know, it's not like it's not real life. You're here to have fun. That's the best part about this. So try your damnedest not to get salty is my first rule. That's rule number 1.
He's pushing. He's over here.
All right. So that one's pretty much covered. Just try not to be a bad person. Try not to just get angry all the time. You're gonna mess up in this game. You're gonna get beat in this game.
I don't have a.
It's just gonna happen.
Woo!
So I think that's pretty much done with that one.
Here?
So how about rule number 2? Rule number 2
He's hiding behind here. He's healing over here.
is one that I follow pretty well, but I've broken it a time or two. So it's don't drop Hot Zone, Train, or Mirage Voyage. And also back in the earlier ones, I wouldn't drop the drop ship. I wouldn't drop on that.
Can you come
Like,
and get me?
I wouldn't get it because I don't like dropping where there's a high concentration of people, because I'm a very cautious player here, and that actually ties into my next rule, which is, for me, it's play cautiously, but try to make the clutch play. So if you're, you know, it's okay if you play cautiously and you like to creep around. Maybe you don't want to run out in the open field and get crabered, but it's if you have the chance to save a teammate, do it. I mean, just like my teammate just did for me. He came over, he started rezzing, and then he realized he was out of time, so he decided to engage the enemy instead of reviving me, and that was perfectly okay with me. Like, I'm like, I get it, bro. Like, you know, no point in ending the match, because especially if you can win this, don't just like res me and die for it. You know, like, I mean, I appreciate it, but there's no need. All right, so rule number 4 that I like to follow is mute annoying randos. Just mute them. Like, it's so easy to do. All you gotta do is you gotta hit the options button, and then go up to your squad and then just hit mute. That's all you gotta do underneath their icon. It's so easy, and it'll save you a headache. And there's a match in here it's closer towards the end, I believe, that there was this rando I had, and it was this young kid. I got nothing against kid gamers, like, that's not what I'm about, but sometimes they just won't be quiet, like, and I can't sustain patience for some reason. So I hope I didn't just snort in the mic, but I'm just laughing at myself because of how silly it sounds that I don't like kid gamers. But the thing is, like, it's not just kids that can annoy you. It can be grown people. Like, maybe they're a little too sweaty for you, or they're just being jerks. Like, or they're like, maybe you're a crypto, and then, you know, they use an Octane jump pad to launch you across the map, you know, while you're in your drone, or, well, you can't really, whatever. I know, you know what I'm trying to say. They can do stuff to annoy you. Like, if you're a caustic, I watched a video of this the other day, and I couldn't believe it. It was they were shooting their own caustic traps when he was setting them. Every time he set one down, and that's crazy to me. Like, he's on your team, he's there trying to support the effort, and you're trolling him basically, and you're costing him, you know, not getting the damage points that he deserves. So just mute annoying people. It's so easy, and it'll make you enjoy the game more if you're annoyed less. All right, number 5. This is a good one. So number 5 is don't backseat game. So if you're down, logically speaking, if you're down and your teammates are up, they're doing better in that match than you. Right there in that moment. They may not have as much damage as you. They may not have as many kills as you. But right now, what they were doing, let them survive. So really, you have no say in telling them what to do. You can make suggestions, but don't get bossy and don't get an attitude about it. It doesn't make any sense because they've survived longer than you. So just be quiet and let them do their thing. Now, that's not to say you can't be like, hey, man, you got a guy to your right. You know, that's just trying to help them out. That's no big deal. But if you're like telling them that they're trash and that they're horrible gamers, yet they've lasted longer than you. I can't tell you how many times people have done that to me. They're like, oh my god, dude, you're such garbage. And it's like, you say that because you can see how I'm playing because you're dead. Like, I don't understand the logic. Alright, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox on backseat gaming and just being a bad person. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to rule 6, which is this really makes the game a lot more fun for me to play. It's be creative in your positioning. You know, don't always follow the beaten path. Like if you can find like a little nook that's like a fun little hiding spot or a camping area or just a better vantage point, you should by all means. I'm sorry, I'm yawning right now. It's late. You should by all means take it, like, and use it because that's just fun, you know, and it helps other gamers learn where those spots are. I can't tell you how many times I found something and I went in it and I started using it, and then all of a sudden people knew that I was there, even though like I hadn't been doing it like that much, you know what I mean? So other gamers will learn and they'll be like, oh, there's a spot there, cool. So, I don't know, it's just fun. All right, number 7. Try to make mini accomplishments for yourself. Now, I do this a lot when it comes to the matches. Every match I go into, I say, okay, at least a 1.0 KD. At least a 1.0 KD. So, like, that if I get rezzed, then I got to get another kill. So if I die without getting a kill, that means I got to get 2 kills before the match is over to get a 1.0 KD. So that's a fun one I like to do. Another fun one I like to do is the daily challenges. I like to try to get the daily challenges done in as small amount of time as possible. So say my daily challenges are deal 2,000 damage, play 2 games, and get 2 knocks with Pathfinder. Then I'll play Pathfinder for 2 matches and try to get 1,800 damage done. You know, it's just fun to try to get that done. And to this day, I don't think I've actually achieved it, but it's still a fun goal to shoot for. So, let's see here. What else we got here? Okay, so rule number 8. This one's very important because this will help you grow in this game a lot, and it'll help you understand how other characters are and how other weapons are. So this rule is be versatile in the character and weapon selections that you have. And a good way to do this is basically choose a random character, like one that you don't normally play, and whatever guns you pick up at the beginning of the match are the guns you use for the rest of the match. That's a good way to do it because that way you make sure that you play the game with just those set guns. You can upgrade them, but you can't change them. And I played that. I had that little rule for a while, and I played it very strictly for a long time, and it helped me use the weapons better. Like I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many P2020s I picked up, and then I started actually getting kills with P2020s because I adapted to that gun and I figured out how to use it. So yeah, definitely want to do that. I generally am pretty flexible on the character I use. I normally will not use Gibraltar though, but not because he sucks or anything. It's because I feel like Gibraltar is overpowered. I've always felt Gibraltar is overpowered. I still feel Gibraltar is overpowered, but my opinion, and that's why I don't like to use him. I feel like he's OP, and a lot of people think that might be a good reason to use him. But for me, it makes me feel dirty when I use Gibraltar, just because he's so
Both played really well.
like he's so advantageous. Like I almost never win a face-to-face confrontation with the Gibraltar. I always have to flank from the side or be behind them to win, and I think that's unfair. Like I get he's supposed to be a tank, but at the same time, if I can shoot him in the back and he can turn around and then shoot me and kill me, that's messed up. Like that's that's no bueno. All right, so let's go here. That's it for that rule. So just be versatile in the characters and weapons. Yeah. All right. Number 9. This one's pretty important. Know when to take a break. Now, a little thing I like to follow to know if I need a break or not is if I play 3 matches in a row and I don't get any kills in those matches, I just stop playing. I'm like, okay, it's time to take a break. I'm off for an hour or so. So yeah. So if I play a match and don't get any kills, and then the next match I get a kill, then that's fine. I start from the next time. It has to be 3 in a row, and that kind of keeps me in it a little bit better. It's not like 3 matches with no kills, and they separate it. It's got to be 3 in a row, and that kind of helps me out. And also it improves my KD a little bit. Ever since I started doing that, I actually moved into the 1.0 territory for my KD, which I know isn't great, but it's not bad. Okay, let's see here. Know when to take a break was number 9. So number 10 obviously has to be play by and follow your rules. So whatever rules you set for yourself, make it to where you stick to them and you play them strictly for a little while, and then you can loosen up on them a little bit. I think it's like it's just there to kind of like make you think about this game in a different way and make you want to do things a little bit differently, or maybe make you better with a certain weapon or loadout or a character. It's just they're there for your benefit. Maybe make a rule where you want to play with garbage players like me. That's fine. Just don't be salty about it. don't be mean to us if we're garbage. Just be nice. We're trying to learn too. All right, well that's actually it for my 10 rules. That was 10 rules. I do have 3 bonus rules. I'll go ahead and share those with you as well, since we got a little bit of time left here. I didn't realize how long this video was. I had a really good week playing Apex this week. Like it was awesome. I got so many wins and so many kills. It was kind of ridiculous. So thank the Apex gods for that. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to a bonus rule here. And this rule is designed to make you stay with your team. So rule number 11 is don't solo. It's a team-based combat game. Your chances are you're not going to win solo against the whole squad. It's just it's a rarity. Usually they have to come at you one by one, in a single file line, and then you can mow over a whole squad. But most of the time, you're not going to be able to do that. Like most teams know that. They have to be very unorganized and not on communication for that to actually work. And other times this happens where a Pathfinder just comes out of nowhere and gets wasted. That's always fun. I'm actually really proud of that Pathfinder kill, because I was lighting that guy up earlier and I didn't get the kill, and now he finally came back and I got the kill. Anyway, like I said, don't solo. It's a team-based combat game. I can't tell you how many times I've said that exact phrase. I can't tell you how many times I've said that exact phrase in game. I'm like, where are you going? It's a team-based combat game. Where are you going? But normally I don't sass my randos and they can hear me. I usually don't. I'm actually really proud of that Octane kill as well. But yeah, it's a team-based combat game, so play it like a team-based combat game and try to stay as close to your team as you can. Usually a good way to do it is be 5 to 8 seconds out. Like, don't be further away than that. If it's going to take you more than 5 to 8 seconds to get to them, it's a waste. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys another rule I like to play by, and that is, if something is your fault, admit it. Like right here, this is my fault. I come up here and I knock that caustic. And then without healing, I go and engage the Wraith. And then again without healing, I go and I run around a corner and then bam, caustic trap. What was I thinking? I should have just healed. You know, I had another teammate there with purple armor. He's been handling business the whole match. Why did I let this happen? I should have healed first before engaging, right? So if something's your fault, admit it. Like say you tell them to push and it was a bad time to push because you got sandwiched between the other 19 squads in the match. Okay, it's your fault. Just say it. If you blame your teammates all the time, they're gonna get annoyed and they're not gonna want to play with you because they're gonna be like, oh, okay, everything's my fault all the time, whatever, and they're gonna feel like they can't do anything right. So just know that if something's your fault, just man up and kind of take accountability for it. And it's gonna help you in that situation later. If you ever get in the same situation, you'd be like, oh, I know what to do here. Don't do this because it was my fault last time. You know, it's having that accountability helps you grow. And I'm all about growth. All right, we still got a little bit more time. It looks like I can go ahead and move on. So rule number 13, this one's very important because if you're like me, you play Apex to kind of have an escape from reality. Like, I'm going through a lot in my life right now. And I mean, I'm going to school. I'm broke as a joke. I think my house is going into foreclosure soon. I'm probably getting ready to lose my car. I'm getting ready to lose my motorcycle. You know, I'm going through a lot right now. And this game and other games like it are ways for me to escape. They're a way for me to like relax and forget about all my problems. And it's really hard to do that if your teammates are all being toxic and they're all like, oh my god, you're trash, oh my god, blah 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 blah. You know, it's fine if you talk trash about me. It doesn't really hurt my feelings. But like, if it's constantly like, there's a difference between giving someone crap and actually being serious and trying to like bring them down. And the only thing that I hear when people are like that to me is, okay, yeah, you got problems too, I get it. You know, like, you got problems too, and your way of belittling me is how you get over it. So don't be toxic, because people play this game to have fun and relax, and that's how everybody should play this game. So those are 13 rules. That I gave you 3 bonus ones. I put out 2 videos this week. Check it out. My buddy Twisted carried me. It's called Twisted's Clutch. You should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Take care. If you enjoyed the carnage, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all out in the frontier.